In 2012, a young man named Brendan Durkin, a member of our Advocates in Motion program, delivered the keynote speech at our Northeast Down Syndrome Education Conference. In the audience that day was Paul Connolly, the Newton North High School varsity basketball coach. To Brendan's parents, it was no surprise that Coach Connolly would make a point of being there. He'd been there for Brendan from the moment they were introduced in 2008 when Brendan first visited the school. It was then that Brendan told Coach Connolly that he was interested in basketball, and Coach's response was, "However you want to be involved, Brendan, we'll make it happen," and they did. Even before Brendan, Coach was committed to students with special needs. When not on the court, he works with students in the school's special education programs, and while Brendan is the only student with Down syndrome on the team, Coach has mentioned how proud he is that the team has been able to include several players who are in special education programs. In Brendan's case, Coach Connolly has encouraged the team to value Brendan's role, giving him opportunities to deliver the pregame pep talk and stand center court for the announcement of starting players. When Brendan earned his certificate of attainment from high school in 2012, everyone thought he would move on from basketball. But since his postgraduate program was in the same school complex, Brendan continued to see all the basketball players, his friends. And of course, they didn't want him to go. Again, with Coach Connolly acting as lead facilitator, Brendan continued to gain confidence and skills. He said goodbye to the aide who helped him learn to manage, instead allowing the team to be Brendan's natural support. He began riding the bus to away games with the team, independently arranging his rides to practice with his teammates, not only attending team dinners, but even hosting one too. Then on Saturday, January 25th, Brendan, Coach Connolly, and the entire team took their game to the next level. That's when Newton North, as one of 14 of the area's top Division I boys programs, was asked to play in the Boston Celtics Good Sports Invitational at the TD Garden. In the final minute of the event's final game, Coach Connolly put Brendan in the game. And as you might have guessed, Brendan hit a buzzer-beating shot in the lane with time expiring. But the story doesn't end there. After the game, Coach Connolly recognized that the significance of the event was not in his team's 32-point victory, but in what those final seconds said about Brendan and the team he managed. Noting that Brendan was on cloud nine, Connolly made arrangements for his team manager to speak at the post-game press conference, sitting next to one of his teammates. "I've been managing for about 7 years now," Brendan said. "I've never been on the court before. This was my first time doing this, and this feels really nice." Brendan was quick to recognize his mentor. "He's so supportive of me. He looks up to me. My team looks up to me," he said. In typical fashion, Coach Connolly put the focus back on Brendan and his team. "My kids all embrace him," he said. "Did you see how fast those guys raced down to the press room when they found out he was speaking?" Brendan's mom summed it up this way. Under Coach Connolly's tutelage, Brendan has grown from a shy, unsure freshman with basketball players towering above him to the confident manager of the team, whom Coach Connolly treats like the other guys and expects Brendan to do his best every day on the court. "Durkin, get moving," he says. Coach Connolly wants all the kids on the team to succeed. She added, "Brendan is just part of the team." I would like to ask Brendan to join us on stage for this very special award presentation. And as Brendan makes his way to the stage, I would like you all to join me in welcoming Coach Paul Connolly to the stage.